We praise Jesus Christ, King of the universe, our King, in the solemn celebration on this last Sunday of the liturgical year. Jesus Christ is the King, different from a normal earthly king who has a throne, a crown, a palace, great wealth, power, prestige, a lot of servants, and of course an army. But when we look at Jesus, he has no throne, no crown, no palace, no army. We see him walking the dusty roads of Palestine with a little band of disciples. He is surrounded by the poor and the sick, by sinners and outcasts. In short, by the kind of people who never had a room in the palace of worldly kingdoms. However, the title King stands for something true and real in Jesus. It stands for his divinity. God is the Lord of all, the King of the universe, the one to whom all owe allegiance, the ruler and judge of all. Jesus was the greatest source of goodness, light, and hope in a dark world. Jesus had immense moral and spiritual authority by reason of the kind of person he was. His presence could change beyond recognition the lives of those around him. His attitude towards sinners was one of kindness and persuasion rather than condemnation. There is a great person who makes everybody feel small, but the really great person makes everybody feel great. In that sense, Jesus was indeed a king. We need to distinguish between authority and influence on the one hand, and power and control on the other. Some of the people with greatest moral authority are quite powerless, and the most influential have no need to control those they influence. So it was with Jesus. Pilate has power over people. Jesus had influence on them. Jesus made his presence felt simply by the kind of person he was. There was a quiet authority about everything he said and everything he did. And Jesus did speak of a kingdom of heaven. His kingdom represents all those things which the world does not stand for, but which deep down it longs for, all that is right and true, all that is beautiful, just and good. His kingdom will have come when God's will for us and for creation will be done. Christ, not like the old-fashioned kings, some of whom, I guess, had more titles than subjects. Normally, the presence of such a king meant that others were not kings at all, whereas Christ did not want to keep his kingship on to himself. He shared it with all of us. This is what happens at our baptism when the priest or deacon anoints the chrism oil on our head with the same expressing the being anointed as priest, prophet, and king. So we share the kingship of Christ. Now sharing in the kingship of Christ urges us to bear witness to the truth, love, peace, and justice. It calls us to be on the side of his kingdom. By the way we live, especially our attitude to truth and justice, we can declare whether we are on the side of Christ and his kingdom or not. What Jesus told Pilate at the end of the gospel is also spoken to each of us. Yes, I am a king. I was born for this. I came into the world for this. to bear witness to the truth, and all who are on the side of truth listen to my voice. This is the truth of love, we know, love even to the point of sacrifice and death. What a joy it is to belong to Christ and His kingdom, to let our lives be ruled by His Spirit, and in our own small way to work for the spread of His kingdom, a kingdom of truth and life, a kingdom of holiness and grace, a kingdom of justice, of love, and of peace. Let us take a moment to reflection.